want to check in with St. John Parish President Jaclyn Hotard to get a better idea of exactly what you're seeing in your areas. You know, we have light here for a couple hours, you know, wondering just what is happening there.
Yeah.
Hope we might have a slight issue with the mic. I don't know if you can hear me, Jaclyn. Are you on mute? Do you know by chance? We'll give you a minute, no rush, but we definitely want to hear the update. There we go. We hear you.
Okay, sorry about that. And I was just saying good morning, and that was such a sweet story that played before we started this broadcast. So thank you for bringing some of that good news to us as well. We're beginning to do all of our damage assessments. We do have crews out there, so residents will see crews, you know, fire department out there taking some of those damage assessments so we can get some good data as to where the damage is and what type of damage. We still have about 13,000 homes without power. We just had our morning update, and Energy is present. They do have crews out there. They are assessing the damage in the area, and they're working on restoration. They did tell us that some residents have already seen their power restored if it was simply a breaker issue. So that's good news as well to hear that. And we will just continue to do those damage assessments. Most of the roadways are clear. That's a question we've been getting asked, but they're Highway 51 is closed from Main Street to Rudock. I believe it was a down, there's some trees down in that area. And then we have some really small road closures throughout the parish, but people can get around that on other local roads. So no big concern on any road closures, except that one road closure, Highway 51 from Main Street to Rudock, is closed.
Can't help but think, ma'am, it's been some 24 hours since the two of us at least last spoke to you, I think, and at that point we were waiting to see what landfall would be. Now that we know, we can hear the sense of levity in your voice. Seems like you're feeling all right, all things considered.
Yes, I feel better this morning, of course, because now we know what we're dealing with. You know, before the storm, you know, lands, you just don't know what to expect. I will say that even though we had some homes that took on water, and we have some reports of just some of our infrastructure that has taken on water, I believe that it could have been much worse, and I actually thought that the conditions would be much worse, just considering what we saw in Hurricane Isaac and Hurricane Ida, and all of those conditions were favorable to have another event like that with high lake levels and saturated grounds and heavy rainfall. So I'm pleased to see that some of our drainage improvements did work to some degree, although like I said, if one home takes on water, it's one too many, but it's certainly not as bad as it could have been. So I'm grateful for that. And today we start working on recovery. Our long-term recovery group has been activated. We've put that information out on our social media so that if residents did sustain damage and they need assistance, they can reach out to long-term recovery group, and we're standing up all of those efforts today to just begin with our recovery.
Sure thing, and that is important too as you all work with state and federal officials to get a better idea of how much aid will be needed for people in the community.
That's correct. So we're looking to FEMA to authorize some additional resources. I believe that they will, considering the amount of damage in the region. And so we're just waiting on some of those additional communications as well.
Okay, so you know you've kind of summed it up here, but saying, you know, just that long-term recovery group activated, you all are out assessing damage. What's the one message you just want to pass along to residents as we take the next steps here and moving forward?
Proceed with caution as they navigate, you know, just because there will be a lot of people on the roadways, to carefully document all of their damage. We saw what happened in Hurricane Ida when people got tripped up with insurance companies and adjusters. So make sure that you carefully document all of the damage. Stay connected, obviously, to reliable and accurate news sources, and to continue to communicate directly with us as they do.
All right, well, we thank you so much. You know, we really love when we can have one of these interviews and it seems like, you know, things are just better off than expected, you know, and it just really brings a smile to our face as we've been covering this. Not the case for every parish, but when we do hear the good news, it, you know, it makes us really happy here.
Most certainly. Jaclyn Hotard, Parish President, St. John the Baptist Parish, we thank you for keeping us up to speed with what's going on there this morning.
Yeah, be safe.